Sound would be good, Robert. You pay extra for sound. All right, there we go. All right. INSG1 is looking interesting now. Someone mentioned this the other day. How does it look? It's looking okay actually. GPK. I actually closed my GPK. I closed most of my positions yesterday. Um, it's not bad. I still don't think it's bad. I just was reducing my exposure. Actually, I may have kept it actually. Hold on a second. I'm pulling up my brokerage. No, I did keep my GPK. I may have reduced though. Yeah, I reduced my GPK position. I was about break even on my GPK position, and the market, had a bigger, broader day here yesterday, and it kind of looked like things were rolling over. A lot of things were rolling over, so I cut my position in half yesterday. I got rid of Netflix. Um, I cut half of Docu, which was good. Looks like it took it on the chin today. Should have cut more of Docu. I may cut the rest today. I don't know. Um, I've got an all stock position in Trade Desk that I still have open, and still got my TQQQ and my MJ and a small right position for longer term. And that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions currently. Yeah, but price action on GPK is not that bad. It did spike lower this morning, but it came back really quick. I mean, it's already 7 minutes in the open, so um, as long as it can kind of maintain and hold up, I'm not mad at it overall. I would have liked it to have broken this pattern already. The fact it hasn't, like I said, sucked a lot of a premium out of my options, so I just decided to bail on the position. Like I said, when you're dealing with options, it ended up um, you're dealing with time premium, you're dealing with things of that nature that can really suck the life out of your position. So I'm trying to, be very diligent with that. And part of that is killing this GPK position. Docu hasn't been doing what I was expecting it to. Nothing's really been. The Nasdaq's consolidating. We can bounce back any day. So I also raised cash because of our BABA thing yesterday. We talked about BABA and how bullish it was, and then it started running. Like it never stopped throughout the day, and I was pissed I couldn't get in. And then look at the end of the day sell off. I don't know what it would have done to my options position. I think I still have it up here. Let me check. So it would have cost me 590 for the one I was looking at. I see what we're at today. Because look at that, we pulled back right up to almost about where we were looking at it yesterday. It was marching higher, and I think we saw it I think I left you guys 745 or so, which is right about here. So we were kind of floating up, and then we had huge volumes come in right here and just push that thing, and we're right back to about we're at about 189 now, at 191. So 816. Yeah, we're about to yesterday when it started popping up. So Baba is still in a decent position. Um, I'd say probably better than most with the way the market's behaving. Actually, still like Baba quite a bit. I may consider taking a position. It's not as good as it was yesterday before it popped, but Tesla came back, tested the 250 level in the overnight session, and then this morning came in a little bit. Rallied on news Tesla was going to be issuing 2.5 billion bond offering or something like that. um, yeah, I'm not so sure that's huge positive. We'll see how that goes. INSG this morning looking okay though, with earnings coming up in a couple of days. Looks like next week, 5/8. Acacia had a great day yesterday. Okay, aftermarket today in Acacia. Earnings. No base formed here, except for down here. It's well extended from that base. Doesn't mean much, so it could continue. It didn't react much to the bear market. It just created a base. I think this was a flat base at that. Yeah, it probably wasn't. Yeah, it was a cup. Cup and handle, it looks like. So you're broken out. You're already well above a buy. Well, you're 37% above the buy point in Acacia. There's no 3 weeks tight here. Looks like this one's starting to go. My assumption would be good earnings. More than likely, this thing has just been rock solid. I mean, look at that during the bear market. It retraced less than the S&P 500, which is rare. So let's see. In Acacia, and we're getting green here, a little bit more green. That's good. Generac this morning broke through that trend line pretty good. Chopped out for a couple of days, but moved. Let's see earnings this morning. And so far they like it. INSG looking pretty good. I'm liking the look of this after bouncing up. Micron still pretty tight. Looks like this morning was some outside day, not really an outside day yet, but some pretty big bars this morning. If that continues with some nice tight action like this is very similar to what we saw with Baba yesterday. Some tight action. Excuse me. Some tight action throughout here is pretty good. Wow, Fortinet. Man. There's Micron. Let's be alerted if we pop over that little high on the 1 minute chart. We'll see what's going on. What's up, Eli? Your Tesla's knocking back up at 250 again. I'm not sure if that's sustainable. Oh, you know what? I want to mention something. I saw the most bullshit article of my life yesterday. I may just do a public video about this. I haven't done public videos at all, but my goodness. Hold on a second. Where's this damn news article? So I'm actually scared the market may be topping here just based on this one article that I saw yesterday. It was on my iPad. Let me search my history. I was trying to find it on the website, but that wasn't working. Yep, here we go. It's in my history. Okay. I'm copying this. I'm going to post this in chat. Major Wall Street banks are telling clients to be ready for a sudden rip higher in the markets. And it starts off with 3 bullet points. This is scary to me. Absolutely frightening. 2 major banks, that's the first thing that you should be scared, highlighted the possibility of a rapid surprise jump in the stock market, known as a melt up, blah, blah, blah. Morgan Stanley and Bank of America, 2 very trusted money firms that really care about you and your money, are both recommending call options that can capture a melt up without having time to melt down. For investors worried that they are underexposed to a more bullish scenario, we think that call options offer the best risk-adjusted way to add beta. Who the fuck? That is the dumbest thing that anyone's ever said in their lives. Worst news article I've ever seen in their life. Now, there's something worse than that. I read this with my mouth wide open yesterday. Here you go. Bank of America is recommending client to buy short-dated upside S&P call options. So now they're marketing the thing that they're fucking selling. What the fuck? So maybe we should go buy some puts or sell some call. I don't know what the fuck we should do, but that is by far the most bearish thing I think I've ever read in a news article. Bank of America, again, with your best interest in heart, obviously, why else would they post a news article about it, wants clients to buy short-dated upside S&P call options. They're going to sell the shit out of this thing. That really scares me. Like, I'm not even joking about that. This guy says, don't chase this rally. Listen to this guy. Don't listen to this asshole. And who's this Andrew Sheets asshole? Anyway, you can tell I don't like that. Yeah, so that I read that yesterday. I did reduce a bunch of positions yesterday before I read that bullshit article. But now that I read that bullshit article, I'm actually scared. Like, I'm legitimately scared about the market here. Not even a joke. Wow. Waiting for a melt up. What the hell does that even mean? Like, I would consider melt up something that goes up slow. Do I switch to SQQQ in a bear market? I actually don't, Robert. I actually don't. The reason being is that you don't quite know what the market's going to do. The only thing you know is that the market has an upside bias long term. So switching to SQQQ, you run the risk of ruining those great TQQQ profits. I guess if you wanted to do it with a portion of your account, but it's really not something. It's really not something that I do. I'd rather just wait. I'd rather just kind of wait for a bottom, and then buy on the way back up. I wouldn't try to double dip. You'll end up getting burned. The market's very tricky on the way down because the whole institutional industry, hedge funds, especially pension funds, mutual funds, a lot of institutions that run public monies are mandated to constantly buy shares. So even when they sell, they eventually have to buy something. So no, I usually don't. I have tried it in the past, and you know, you don't get too many bear markets, you don't get too many corrections. So, like I didn't buy SQQQ once during this downtrend. Um, we just waited for it to reverse back up. It's the much easier and less stressful trade. Because here's another reason not to do that is these rallies right here. Some of these rallies get very large and can rip that SQQQ position apart. And if you don't keep in mind, we also, because we ended up going, IBD called marketing correction on this day, and they had a follow through day on this day and on this day. I think it was this day, but they ended up, or I think it was this day. But what ends up happening is that if you entered here and ended up exiting here, you probably would have taken a loss. And then you would have got about break even. So there's not as much room on the downside in the indexes, especially. So there's the third strike you're out type of a thing, is that this is a full blown bear market down. You know, was it 30%? 23%? I thought it was down more than that. No, yeah, 20% the bear market. This was basically going to a full blown bear market out of a correction, and you wouldn't have gotten that much out of it. But that's all you got is 23% to the downside. That was a huge move in the market. That's not a lot of reward. So the risk reward ratio just is not there for shorting. That's kind of 3 strikes and you're out. The first is the market has an upside bias, so why bother with it? And then second of all is those rallies in between can really destroy you. And third of all is just the distance in a bear market or even a correction decline isn't that great. It's like, stepping over $1 to pick up $1 in the best case scenario. Now there's some guys that can short that really well. I get it. If I really wanted to, I probably could do okay with it, and I have done well with shorting the market in the past. But I think I'm switching my investment perspective. This is for me personally, and I'm just going to go to all cash during market downturns. Unless like 2008 happens, and maybe I'll short it. Hold on a second, Barbecue. I'll answer your question in a second. All right. I didn't short much at all during that bear market decline. I have shorted in the past. I've done okay with shorting. But I think, in all honesty, it's just a little bit easier, at least for me, to just kind of wait for the market to come back and see who the leaders are going to be. I will go short under a few circumstances in the markets. Usually, if something's extremely obvious, I will take a short position. But I don't know. Like in the past couple of years, I haven't really done any shorts in the stock market. Now, if I see a setup or something, then I'll point it out. But it's just a personal decision. INSG holding up pretty good there. Yeah, Rob, the SQQQ. You know what? You get such good leverage out of TQQQ on the way up. So like my positions are up well over 50% right now on my TQQQ. If I miss time a short in the SQQQ and I get ripped for 5%, that's 10% of my profits. That's going to suck because again, timing is short. Now, by the time I actually went all cash up here, I think I reduced a bunch of positions up here, and I finally went all cash. I think right here, early in this day. It wasn't even down here. It was early. I mean, I could have gone short there because the distribution day count was high. I mean, I could have, and it probably would have worked out pretty well. Even if I exited on the follow through here, I probably would have been up, I don't know, 3-4% or something. And then if I would have held, but we had 2 follow through days here that failed. And we finally had a follow-through day. I think it was right there was the actual follow-through day. But yeah, it's just I'm trying to really stay with that long perspective. Um, I don't know what else to say than that. I'm just trying to stay focused on the long side, doing good, being consistent there. Um, I made some mistakes in 2018 that I don't think I should have, yet I did. Um, so I'm trying to clean up my trading, and that's just something that I'm doing. Doesn't mean that you guys can't short. It just means that I probably won't. Yeah, it is a little bit safer. Like I said, the way I look at it is that the market goes up like 80% of the time and goes down 20% of the time. Trying to time that 20%, maybe 70/30, I don't know what it is, but um, trying to time that appropriately, it's just extra risk. There's enough risk going long. So, speaking of going long, INSG is not looking too bad here. It's breaking one very aggressive trend line. There's mosquitoes in my damn house. I'm slapping myself all over. Got bites everywhere. My pool's almost full. I'm happy about that. Good stuff. INSG CRISPR up 2%. Micron almost up 2%. Okay, look at this thing today. Pretty good volume's not that elevated though. Micron's not looking too bad though. If we do get a pop out of it or some better looking action over the next couple of days, Acacia poking its head up there right towards highs. Earnings are after market today. And Docu's back to green. Looky, looky. Looky, looky, Docu. Bouncing off the 50-day moving average in blue. Fortinet, Match, Adobe, Hexo. Hexo moving lower this morning. I did close my Hexo position. Closed most of my positions yesterday. Partially because I was really mad I couldn't trade Baba. And Baba's coming right back, so. Yeah, look at that volume stepped in right there yesterday. I think, you know what? I think it's something disingenuous here is I don't have, there you go. That's better. Okay, that's where the volume came in. But still yesterday, volume stepped in right here at that 189 level and propelled this thing higher. Unfortunately, we did come all the way back down. So we have this morning reading back up towards yesterday highs. So they kind of got a second dip here at the 189 level. You can see there's a nice floor there, I think, at that 189. Look at, since yesterday, since it broke out there from 189, it came down to almost 189. And look where it bottomed, 189. This morning bottomed at 189. Now we're bouncing up at 191. So that's pretty good. All right, Baba. All right, Generac here. Oh, with a big day. Breakout earnings. There you go. Pretty good for Generac. ABC OTEX this morning getting froggy. MED, looks like they had earnings. They've got a little bit of a, well, nothing up here. They broke out from, looks like a cup or a flat base, actually. MED, EDU. And Tesla backing away from 250. Biogen gap down, but really hasn't gone anywhere. It's an interesting. I saw a strategy based around stocks that do this. You kind of play a bit of a gap. You kind of play a bounce up into the gap. I don't remember the full strategy, so probably shouldn't even be talking about it. But interesting. I was thinking about that when I see a big gap down. I think it's an interesting playbook to have, or interesting trade set to have in your playbook. We talked about the TNA. If this does get going, this will probably be the next market impetus high. This, again, 3 times Russell 2000. If you do get another jaunt to the upside right there. SIVB still consolidating above that neckline break in that inverted head and shoulders pattern right here. Good volume signature. It's pretty nice. I kind of like this. Pretty nice little setup. And for those of you that just like horizontal trend lines, looks like there's one right there. And it's kind of funny in crypto, I do so much charting. It doesn't feel like I do that much charting in stocks. Maybe because these drawing tools suck compared to TradingView. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But yeah, they're definitely not as good as TradingViews. All right, it's creating an alert. Sorry, I was reading something over there. Me and 50 are talking over in Love and Politics. For those of you not in my Slack chat room, I never really talk about it in here, but I do have a Slack chat room. If you go to real-crypto.com on the homepage, there's a little form you fill out, and then it gives you an invite to the Slack chat room. We have a stocks channel. It doesn't get too much use, but definitely should get more. Cyber still continuing. Man, this thing is just a juggernaut, well above that 50-day moving average. I see Grifols. Only 13 members in Love and Politics. That's a shame. MDB. Something like that. There's a chart for you. Grifols. I talked about Roku with this type of a setup with earnings coming up. 5.8. I can't imagine that would not break out of that. We mentioned this is probably not a large cup with handle because it's super deep. This is more likely a cup base forming. Or it could be a double bottom depending on how this breaks out. You've got one low here, another low here. Actually, it kind of looks a little more like a double bottom. So your breakout point would be here at 71.45, or actually whatever the high of that day is. 71.40 would be your breakout point for Roku. This would definitely be an earlier breakout point. A little mini gap here. Looks like that's never going to close, so that's a good little sign in Roku. Tripping over the same stocks here. Baba still holding strong here today. Looks like we're kind of floating higher here. Actually, volume today is not too bad if you take yesterday's open into account. It's actually pretty decent. Coming up into areas where we've stalled. Looks like I missed my opportunity this morning at the open to buy Baba. We have a newer up here. Uh, 40%. That could be considered a cup and handle considering this is a bear market. So 37.5%. Goes down 44%. A little out of range, but not horrible. No really great signals on the right side of this chart, though. CDNS. Just straight up. Wow. We didn't have a good beat on this thing at all, did we? Look at that. That looks pretty bullish without much context at all. And Fox straight back here. That's usually a good sign. Is there volume there? Still not a lot of volume there. I don't know why Fox just can't get any volume. I mean, we're only half an hour into the trading session, but only 71,000 shares? That's a great comeback, though. It's already come back 9% today. Trade desk up 2%. Close to highs right there. Really close. See if we can get it. Not a tremendous amount of volume this morning, more than yesterday. Definitely not more than the day before we had that larger red day, but trade desk looking pretty good here. Volume's fairly consistent. I think Netflix is coming back a little bit here. Baba still continuing going higher. That's not right. 67236. $38.34. Volkswagen is doing U.S. pickup trucks. That's weird. I don't view Volkswagen as a company that's going to do trucks very well. I just don't. Look at our lineup of trucks. And we also have the Beetle. It's pretty funny. AEYE jumping up today, 5.59%. This is a stock that a member pointed out that his boss told him to trade. And I think it's an interesting pattern. Someone's kind of watching it here, but this is a very thinly traded stock. The average volume here is only in the 20,000 shares. 400,000 is actually the average shares that is kind of recommended to trade. INSG holding up still pretty good here today. Again, has earnings coming up in a week. Micron, okay, it's broken yesterday. Where did my damn alert go? Didn't I have an alert right here? What the flood? Where's my alerts? I always forget where to put my alerts. There they are. Alerts. MU. Triggered. When the hell was it triggered? I don't see it on my phone. I don't see it on my screen. Assholes. So Micron broke a little mini resistance line here over the past couple of days. Looks like the 50 and the 200, which are the two blue ones, are converging here on the daily chart. And could get a nice little squeeze bounce out of the moving averages. Does it look like they're flat? No, the 50's definitely has a downward slope to it. Looks like Trade Desk is in new highs, although ever so slightly. Tesla still can't get back up to 250. Gap up, just a sell off, it looks like. And Micron. You know what? I wonder if I have that's not what I want. Trade Desk Baba pulling back a little bit. And we'll see what happens with Baba as it tries to get over that high from yesterday, which it couldn't breach. GPK coming right back. Fortinet, Docu finally in the green. I was in the green a little bit earlier, but let's look at, I have that movers list. Or I did. Fucking piece of garbage. I don't now. Stupid. Lots of green there now. A bit of a reversal on the NASDAQ, at least for a lot of the stocks. The index itself looks okay. Holding the lows, which is great. I'm not mad at holding lows. INSG. INSG. Man, this thing is rocking it. Let's see if it'll get back up to 575. That could be okay. Am I writing a book? Well, if you see our Love and Politics, it ends up being a book. These are our, here I'll show you the length of some of our discussions in Love and Politics. We usually don't have small posts. We usually have very large posts. There's some small ones. But if you get into some of our older ones, it literally fills the page. Some of our posts. That's why it's politics. Basically, it's me, Monkeytron, and 50. Here's some of our older posts right there. But yeah, we write books is basically what we're doing. Yeah, I'm sorry I haven't found a way to really mitigate the keyboard stroking. I'm not trying to make you guys listen to that. Robert joined. That's funny. That's awesome. AEYE 9%. There. Oh, nice. Looks like that thing just had a little pop in it. INSG still holding up. I'm kind of liking this. INSG is getting a little bit of gumption off of the lows here. I'd like a little more volume. A little more volume, but signal you look for to feel good that Tesla may have found a bottom. Well, some consistent buying, to be honest with you, in Tesla. The 250 level is very significant. I mean, I don't think I can, more like 240 or C. Um, More like 242. I'd like to see something sustained. See, overnight when something rallies to this 250 level, this being a major resistance area, that's usually not a good thing because they'll use it as they'll sell it off from that level. But yeah, I like to see price action. I like to see some consistency. If there's inconsistency, it's just them trying to bring the stock back up to sell it, is what they're trying to do. Anything? All right, guys, I gotta go. I know I've been pretty quiet today, but I mean, market's doing okay here. I mean, yesterday was looking a little bit difficult, but things are fine. Nothing's really broken. I guess for me, I just wanted to raise some cash to have some, and Alibaba coming right back in. But yeah, so I have some options now that I have some cash. That's fine. That's a decision I made, and that's okay with me. But yeah, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. I believe today is Thursday, so tomorrow's Friday. Should be here tomorrow, and yeah, I'll see you then. The market looking okay. Market looking okay. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Peace.